Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy, Blaise McCoy. We are live here with the WrestleSense podcast once again. And, hey, good timing tonight. We got breaking news happening right now, everybody. Right now, as we speak. Twitter's blowing up. The wrestling world, once again, get ready to get triggered. We got a shitload of releases to start us off here. I might as well run them down. But first, let's bring on some people here to talk. And we got two of our normal 4 guests here. Plus, you in the live chat, join in. We want to have more people to bring on to the call here today. We'll have you live talk, whether you want to show your camera or not. Come on in and ask some questions. The link for StreamYards has been dropped in the Skype private chat, the Twitter private chat, and the Facebook private group. So if you guys are out there and you want to be part of the show, we got people dropping in already. We're going to get right to it. We got big news, so let's go try to make some sense of it, people. All right, here we go. We got Wally in the building, Chaos Reaper, Monstar. We got Chaos Reaper, Wally, Monstar. I already said that. We got Blaise Radio. That's me. We got JW Caliber. We got Demon King, Robbie Ray. We have MSW, Rams in the house. Good to see you. We got PFW. We got Jamar Games. Good to see every Broken Twitch. Hey, I'm going to bring people on. If you guys are in the chats, we're going to bring people on to talk about this stuff. Goddess of Pain, we're going to drop the bomb right here in a second. Good to see everybody. Rob Machete's in the house and Caliber as well. We got a couple people already that want to join the show as well, but let's bring on the regular guests before we drop all the news. Hey, CJ, how's it going, brother?
What up, bro? What is up?
This is the way you start a show, right? With
fuck, man.
All by chance that we have this.
Hey, it works out. It works out.
This big news, yeah. So make sure if you guys are out there, share this out because we're breaking the news here first. Doc, welcome to the show, my brother. Good to see you.
What's going on? Crazy day in the world of professional wrestling. Oh my God, guys!
The last hour or so. Like,
God, I wonder who's giving me my walk-in papers at this point. Jesus Christ!
So, before we start to discuss it, I see Andy Price is in the building. We got Miles Stanley Ward. You guys want to come on and talk? That's great. Blade Charge is here. Let me run down the list. Scarlet Bordeaux, Ember Moon, Karrion Kross, Frankie Monet, Taya Valkyrie, B-Fab from Hit Row, Oni Lorcan, Trey Baxter, Katrina Cortez, Nia Jax, Mia Yim, here's a big one, Keith Lee, Harry Smith, Davey Boy Smith, Harry Smith was supposed to come back, Eva Marie, Grand Metalik, Dorado, Jeet Rama and Zaida, Ramir, Jesse, Correa. It was supposed to be a couple people. It was supposed to be people in the back, but hey, Karrion Kross and Keith Lee are definitely the first two I want to discuss.
Oni Lorcan
as well. He's part of Imperium, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
no.
Lorcan wasn't part of Imperium. No, he was in that faction with Pete Dunne and oh my God.
Yeah. What the hell is it? I can't remember his name. Danny Burch.
Danny Burch, that's it.
That's right.
Hey guys, I just got a source, but I don't know if it's a good source or not. But Wrestling World has just released somebody else, the WWE, and I am actually going to call in somebody for this one. Hold on, Bodie. Calling his son to tell him this. I don't know if it's legit or not, son, but the rumor has it. Are you ready?
Breaking news.
WWE has released Johnny Gargano.
What?
No.
Gargano as well.
No.
That's what it's saying on Wrestling World and on Facebook. So I'm really, really, really praying that this is just a rumor. But this kid right here has been a Johnny Gargano fan.
Me too.
He was his first his first wrestling shirt. Well, no, his second wrestling shirt was Johnny Gargano ever.
I've worked with him.
The Gargano one.
Uncle CJ worked with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, called a match of his.
I haven't
So-
seen that one yet. I saw Alexa
Bodie.
Bliss one too. That was fake.
Where do you want Johnny Gargano to go?
AW.
And
Of
who would you
course.
like? Everybody in the AEW roster, who do you want to see Gargano fight first?
Bobby Fish.
Okay.
Oh, I
That would be
like
good.
it.
All
That would
right,
be
good. Ed.
I
That would be
like
good.
it.
I love when this kid does it. When this kid plays wrestling, when he plays with his wrestlers, if he likes you, you're going over. If not, he's like the cowboy Bill Watts of
I just thought
figure booking.
Bobby Fish on the AEW podcast today, actually. Good guy. Also have had the pleasure of working with him.
Okay, I just read something in the chat about Asuka.
No, I didn't hear Oscar yet.
Okay,
either.
we're not going
I've
to say
heard-
anything yet. We'll wait until
I
that's.
haven't seen
oh
the
no,
Asuka.
God,
I
my
haven't
heart
seen-
will
I
break.
haven't seen Gargano yet either.
I mean,
I've
nothing
been
would
following
surprise
Sean
me
Ross
at this
Sapp.
point. I
Who's LL, CJ? Is that one of yours? Your friends?
LL?
Did CJ get banned in the tri-state area for botches?
Ouch!
What? The fuck have I ever bought?
Whoever LL is, he's got the Kool-Aid Man as his avatar.
I don't
Sounds like
know.
someone who knows you personally, CJ.
I have no idea.
Chaos
who it is.
Reaper.
The Asuka
I'm reading
one
the
is
chat. I'm reading the chat here. I have a 7-year-old that would agree right with you because he literally sat there and said, "Don't get me wrong. I like the fact that he's friends with Dexter Loomis, but I want to see
Hey,
Johnny Gargano fight
Tony F.
Darby."
Tony F. spot.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Dang.
should have copied and pasted this list, man. This is just crazy.
Yeah, that's a crazy fucking list, man.
I mean, but from what they said earlier, it was just going to be like some office people, but that definitely doesn't seem to be it now.
What's up, TF?
I read the vice president was gone today.
Yeah, well,
he's been at the
some-
company 15 years or something.
Yeah,
and I read
some
that during
guy-
work, and then I had to go back to
Some
work.
guy in creative or whatever.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Antonio Fiore in the chat as well.
Yeah, that's my boy.
another one of CJ's boys. CSWA Wrestling is in the building. That's James Sargent. Good to see you, man. It's kind of crazy, man.
Hey, maybe Eva Marie will end up on AEW.
Easy
Oh, come
E.
on. Where's the beep, 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 beep? Oh,
Oh, I'm here. Fine.
Did you?
Oh,
Hey, did you hear about the
Christ.
releases?
knew I smelled shit
Everybody,
somewhere.
I'm
Did you hear
here
about
at the WVU
releases,
soccer
Eric?
game with my kids and my U16 team, so we're having a good
Who
time.
gives a
But I
shit?
did see the WWE dropped a whole bunch of people, so
We just talked
I
about
figured
it.
I'd come on, tell everybody I hate Doc, and
You're a cunt.
Mantis sucks, and yeah. And, oh, by the way, special guest today. Special guest just for you, Doc. Theodosius.
Oh, look who it is. Great.
Oh, and we're getting a yellow
It's-
card right when I get here.
It's the Chuck and Billy of the wrestling podcast. It's awesome.
Right
Chuck-
now. So, I love you guys. I'll catch up with you a couple of weeks. But
Thank you, Goddess, for
I'll see you
no
guys
problem.
later, all right?
Easy.
See you,
Thanks
bro.
for stopping in,
bye.
brother. Easy
All right,
E
bye,
making
guys.
an appearance, everybody. You know,
Dick. All right.
gotta have the heel persona come in and weigh in.
Oh,
So
I know I
Goddess
smelled
is
shit somewhere.
putting down the names there. Thank you, Goddess. Those are all the
Yeah.
names we went over. It's crazy. I mean, I was going to lead off.
Bodie,
with
don't
John
tell Mom.
Moxley,
Okay.
but-
Well, I'll say this as being a drug and alcohol counselor, my prayers and thoughts go out to John Moxley right now, man. He, that's a
Good-
big
good-
step for what he did, especially how
Good
they
for
were
him. Good for
exactly
him.
good for him,
And
especially. Go ahead.
I'm in recovery myself, so I mean, I know exactly how it is. I have like a year and a couple months clean, so like he's gonna come out on the other side better than he's ever been. I
Now,
think.
for those who don't know, they don't keep up on it. John Moxley, formerly Dean Ambrose, he's left AEW temporarily to go into alcohol rehabilitation. So he let Tony Khan know. Tony Khan made the announcement as well. They talked about it, openly.
Which is that's a good thing.
Yes,
you know?
let's not just say he's like, for instance, I was going to bring this up.
And
AJ
people say that, he's doing it for publicity. No. The guy has a problem, and it's good on him to not be ashamed to let people see who he really is. And the fact it takes more fucking courage in a person to admit they have a problem and get the help for that said problem than it does to just keep going on the shitty downward spiral.
And I agree completely with you on that. It is what you see is like you see people who can't give it up. You see people that can't, regardless what it is, whatever substance it is,
Right.
they can't put anything. They put nothing in front of that. And the fact that he knows he has to put his wife child. Those are definitely the first two. The child and wife, excuse me. And then career, and to do what he did.
And because, like, look, sorry to cut you off, but, like, he went through and did his thing, and no one would know that he had a problem. So he was a functioning alcoholic, like myself.
Normally you don't
I went to work every day. I did my job. I mean, I was a fucking scumbag,
but now you're looking out, new and improved.
Like I was talking to CJ before the show. AJ Styles right now is not in action. We haven't seen him. And their explanation for AJ Styles, he's on a non-injury medical issue. Now, what is that? Is it mental health? Is it someone in his family have COVID? Does he have COVID? Or, what could it be? But it's a non-injury medical issue is what they're saying.
I don't think AJ's too much of a cash cow to get rid of. I know you're going to think, the other ones aren't.
I agree with you.
There's no way.
I'm just saying that's the difference. Is it maybe he has a problem with something, but they're not announcing it. They're keeping it like a secret.
I could attest AJ does not drink, so it's not that.
What's up, Lady Devil?
But at the same time, you see how the AEW is handling it a little differently. They're putting it out in the open. They're using him for awareness. I think that's a huge thing. And like you said, he's going to come back so much better.
Oh, hell yeah.
Clean, and it's going to be such a resounding thing that so many everyone in the live chat, either yourself or someone you love has been through it, either drugs or alcohol. We all have a story. We could sit here and all tell stories.
Thanks, Tony F.
How it can destroy lives, and how I think putting it out there in the open is amazing.
And anybody in the live chat, like myself, or just there's so many avenues. If
PFW, what up?
If you have issues and you want to get help, don't be afraid to reach out. My inbox is always open, or I don't know what area some of you guys are from, but there's plenty of things that you could do to get yourself on the right path. And
I just wanted to say, piggybacking off of you there, CJ, me being a drug and alcohol therapist, reach out to me, at Wrestling with Docs on there, but I'm more, willing to help you guys, regardless if it's drugs, alcohol, even mental health.
Life.
Reach out to me, please.
Life in general, because it fucking sucks. We want to help you guys. Yeah, and I mean, CM Punk, honest to God, what he said was perfect.
It was the best promo one of the best promos I ever saw. Just the fact that, he waited, handled the Moxley situation, and then went into motherfucking Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
And just the fact that he literally sat there and offered that help, saying how much proud he was of John Moxley.
And he even went on to say that they were never really like the best of friends. But...
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. If you guys want, I already have the links to their Twitters, Doc, CJ, and well as DH, Ray, and Easy E in the description.
You can do my Instagram. I'm on my Facebook the most.
So, Goddess, if you guys want, reach out. I can connect anybody to these guys. McBride, Doc is okay by me.
McBride is my best friend of over 30 some years.
Damn.
So that's the Kevin. That is the Scott Hall to my Kevin Nash.
Big shout out to McBride. Big shout out to Antonio Fiore and LL. Hey, if you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up. It really helps the show as well. Feel free to leave comments. We're going to bring some people on to talk. We're missing Ray, and we saw Easy E at the West Virginia soccer game and stuff. So we got people that are a little busy, but we're going to bring on some guests.
I don't know who this LL guy is. He says his wife won't give it up.
Some flowers might do that. Some very white.
It's probably Mark. It's probably Mark Livesay. Or say.
Hey, well, no matter who you are, you're more than welcome here, people. We're gonna shoot the shit about the releases once again. Ember Moon, Karrion Kross, Scarlett.
We're still looking into Gargano because it's only one source.
I just saw another post of the Gargano one, so it might be true.
So it's legit then. Okay.
Yeah, Nia Jax, Keith Lee, Mia Yim, Harry Smith, Eva Marie, and no one's really going to miss her unless you were jerking off to her or something. I don't know.
No.
Grand Metalik and Lindsay Dorado, and the Gargano one is up in the air right now. I mean, isn't his contract about up anyway?
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, on Twitter,
pretty soon too.
Someone said that was a rumor too, and I just
O'Reilly. I just saw someone tagged O'Reilly and Gargano on a tweet, but I'm trying to stick to now. These guys are going; they're going to go live and talk about it, so I don't think we're going to see as much.
My buddy just texted me. He said
on Twitter,
Ciampa wouldn't surprise me either.
Nah, Ciampa has the belt, man. He has the strap. They're not going to get rid of somebody.
That don't mean shit, apparently. You know?
I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't know.
And from my understanding is that he was supposed to go into more of like a producer role and not wrestle as much because his body's so beat up. Walter, I'm not currently wrestling. I'm refereeing because I need to get surgery on my shoulder in a few weeks.
So Hit Row lost BFAB. That's the female, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not a big fan of those guys.
Not a big fan of Hit Row. A lot of people are calling him Shit Row.
Yeah, Shit Row.
Yeah, Shit Row. That match that BFAB had, it was a couple weeks ago on NXT. I forget who she worked. It was fucking terrible.
I mean, the whole the gimmick isn't bad to me. The Hit Row could work. It's just it's OTT. Yeah. It's way over the top, like the posing and the when they come down and do stuff. I mean, the idea could be okay, but I mean, I'm with a lot of people calling it Shit Row too. So big shout out to Jose Goddess. LL still says CJ was banned for botch.
I don't know.
Damn.
Maybe watching that promo with Seth Rickson, because I think I know who LL is. I know exactly who it is now. That
who is it?
It's a guy I know. He's a ball buster. He's a good dude though. What's
good to
up,
have
Mark
all you
Alive?
new folks on the channel here. While we're talking about some of the people that you guys know.
MJF just posted a picture of Nia and said, even Dwayne couldn't help you this time. Couldn't have happened to a nicer person. Eyes rolled emoji. Hashtag one botch too many.
Yeah, there's your botches, Mark.
Big Daddy
Nia Jax.
Okay, I'll say it because there's the big controversy that we've been hearing about. Do we see the Queen released?
Yeah,
It was on my list of things to cover today, and I took it off because of some of this new stuff. But her being pulled last week and then having a match, like they took her away from all her events and stuff, and then they gave her that match. It wasn't like they let her come out and cut a big long promo before or do anything like that. So I don't know. That's kind of weird with the stuff with Charlotte. I have no clue. I mean,
I get the Nia thing because the writing was on, especially when you punch somebody in the face. Like, I mean, when you legit start a fight,
she should have been released a long time ago.
I know.
Well, then Charlotte's been going over the top a couple.
I watched her injure somebody live in Pittsburgh. I watched her. I think it was Bailey. She did this move, and like you could just see Bailey's shoulder go.
Whenever Britt had that match on Raw against Nia, I think busted her nose open doing that leg drop.
Yeah.
One thing I do not want to see is Charlotte in AEW. I just don't want to see it.
You're gonna see it because
you're gonna
Andrade.
See it. Her hubby works there. I know. You're gonna see it, but I don't think she'll get. I don't know how to put this. I don't think she'll get like she has in WWE, like the pedestals here. Everybody else is here.
We have a new
you won't
queen,
see that.
So he's right. We have a Queen Zelina now, so they can get rid of that queen apparently.
Yes.
Here we go. Trade Charlotte for some Pringles fried chicken and some cheap beer.
That sounds delicious right now, and I still have to eat dinner and
minus the beer.
I wanted to ask Doc while I could. I was watching part of IndieWrestling.us where you guys can check out, and it's in the link in the description here. Super Hentai has a new name.
Yes, Super Hentai has a new name. HL Supreme.
HL Supreme. I couldn't remember. I knew it was two initials and something. Does
the HL stand for hog leg?
I am not at liberty to say. All I'll say is this: I have.
Are you a son of Liberty?
We need to get Church on here too. By the way, I said that last week and we didn't reach out. We got to get. This would have been a good week for him too, since we were missing
Church. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Church is good. Plus, we are speaking in small paragraphs here, us three. So we're doing pretty good. Miss you, Ray.
Yeah.
So where I'm going at with this is the simple fact is we're trying to look into this name. Unfortunately, Super Hentai losing to Jason Gorey in West Newton, Pennsylvania. That's right, RWA. And he had his namesake. He had everything. That name's historic within the Pittsburgh independent
scene.
I don't care who you are.
Super Hentai to me.
Me too, but I got to really watch myself. And if I say something wrong, God forbid, Tony Kincaid freaking, correct me. That's all he ever does. Little bitch. But what I'm saying is, sorry, just the simple fact is this. With that name, HL Supreme, you can go.
I like it.
Yeah,
it's not bad. It's not bad. That was my first question. If there's any history behind the name or reasoning behind
there's
the name.
There's a lot of history behind that name. That name is historic when it comes to Pittsburgh independent wrestling, and I know Snapshot will agree.
The new one I'm trying to. The new one I want to know if there's any history behind that name or reasoning behind
There's definitely a reason if it's hog leg HL stand. If it's hog leg, yes, because I've tripped over something in the locker room beside him, and no, it wasn't an umbrella.
Oh Jesus!
That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, the man could kill somebody. That's all I'm gonna say to y'all.
Anybody that's a member in the live chat, please spam with the WS emoji. We got WrestleSense emoji now for
its own
members
code
out there. Drop those WS emojis. It's a brand new emoji. I want to see the WrestleSense emojis out there from the members. We got now 20 members to the channel.
I don't even got the WrestleSense emoji.
All I'm gonna say is, look here.
It's
so big. It's behind Blaise right now. It's waving.
There we go.
Anyways, has his own zip code. All I gotta say is best compliment he ever got. Ouch. Okay, let's move on.
There we got the WrestleSense emojis. Cassie's in the house. Good to see everybody. Drop them WrestleSense emojis. There you go. That one looks good too. You can actually see it. Since we were talking about releases and hints towards it and everything, we had Kevin Owens had a little word that he slid in the other night.
I missed that. Yeah,
whether
I
it
heard
takes
about it.
The next 3 months or the next 3 years, which he's hinting his contract's up at the end of January, or he's going to sign a 3-year contract. Did you catch that, Doc, or have any thoughts on that?
I did catch that. And I was actually, as a huge Kevin Owens fan, Kevin Steen fan, I was excited to hear that because obviously he's saying, do what you want. I'll just accept it and go move on.
Oh, Antonio's all right, Monstar.
He just got to stay away from the homophobic stuff. That's all.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's all. Was it Roman Reigns or someone who said something to Kevin Owens about this isn't Mount Rushmore?
I didn't say anything homophobic, did I?
No.
In the chat.
Okay, scared me there. I was like,
no, I'm very, we embrace the gay community around here.
Yes, we do.
So we don't like
100%.
using the word that way. That's all.
Hey, some of the best people I know in the business are homosexual, so it's all good.
So the Mount Rushmore comment, I think it might have been, was it Reigns when he was in the ring with Owens or somebody? Doc, you lost audio.
I'm here.
There you go. Okay, I got you.
Okay, so what was you saying again? Ask the question. Sorry.
I don't know if it was Roman Reigns or somebody, but they were in the ring with Kevin Owens and said this isn't Mount Rushmore, which is definitely a jab towards the Mount Rushmore group that he was a part of. I think it was Roman. Roman talks a lot of shit on AEW people, and
he talks a lot of shit all the time.
I mean, my son hates him for so many reasons, and that is actually one of them. Because I would show my son and read the tweets about what he said.
He's the best thing they got going right now.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, definitely.
He is. I mean, he is doing phenomenal work in WWE right now, and I think they need to keep the ball rolling with him.
Yeah, I mean, putting him in the main event, having him fight with those guys, I think is should be enough for him. But I think he deserves to be on top. And I don't know if that was part of the script to him to hint about the 3 months left in his contract or not, or did he take it upon himself to say that? I'm not sure.
Probably took it upon himself.
Yeah, probably took it upon himself. I mean, look at what did he say to one thing, looking like a bunch of little kids doing flips and tricks to me. It was like that was one of the things, and I was like, geez.
So we're already into the other segment that I wanted to do here. But I'll get back to it.
Oh, it was Big E that blend. Thank you, Jose.
Big E mentioned Mount Rushmore. Okay, that makes more sense. I knew he was in there with somebody, and they said it. So Big E said it.
Yeah.
So if you're just joining us, we covered all the big releases. Mia Yim, Keith Lee, Nia Jax, Oni Larkin, Frankie Monet, Ember Moon. I'm really hoping she goes back as Taya Valkyrie and we see more of her somewhere else because I really enjoyed her as Taya Valkyrie. I wasn't a big fan of the Frankie Monet gimmick at all. It seemed forced to me. I don't know. She's such a talented fighter. I just want to see her fight. Mm-hmm. And she could fight the men. She could fight, and I guess John Morrison's still there. So that doesn't have anything to do with your couples stuff,
everybody says it's going to be everybody says it's a great time to be a professional wrestling fan, but you think about Ring of Honor and you think about everything that's happening now. It's just
that's the next on my list. Good lead in.
All right,
read my mind. Let's hear it. The thoughts about the Ring of Honor ordeal.
That blew my mind.
Seems like they might be done. They have a lot of saving to do. I heard they're millions in debt.
Billions.
They're
saying that it's into the billions. They're saying it's
selling their library, which I would think AEW's got to try to get it because of that All In pay-per-view.
I thought they already did.
The first AEW pay-per-view All In is in ROH's hands right now.
So what we're saying is this.
Oh, that's why I can't find it anywhere on my Fire TV.
Yep.
So here's how I look at it like this. Here's a good scenario. Khan buys that catalog, buys that ROH catalog, and then from there they build the AEW network or whatever they want to call it, and then just go from there.
Which I think there's already been talks of him, I think, wanting to do some sort of streaming service.
I mean, my God, if that happens, that'll be
right now it's Fight TV or Bleacher Report.
Bleacher Report. I'm tired of paying $60 freaking dollars. Oh,
Dynamite is actually going to TBS.
Fire Stick.
So next year, Dynamite will be going to TBS.
I have one. It's just not broken. It's not. Oh, well, it was, but now you know.
And they said they're going to have four like pay-per-view super cards on TNT. Rampage will stay on TNT. TBS is now getting Dynamite.
What, starting next year?
Yeah, sometime next year. But from what they said, they're going to have 4 like super cards on TNT, like a Saturday Night's Main Event type thing.
Like or like a Clash of the Champions type deal, shit like that. Yeah.
So, well, this is the next part. So we'll go ahead and announce it now.
Yeah, they can move to this. Your soul, man, they can move to this. It's brand new. Open your eyes and realize it's the new guys. Y'all can know.
All right, so we started the show off with the releases, and we tried to make some sense of it, talking about a little bit of it. We'll come back to that when we bring the guests on. For the Six Senses, we talked about Jon Moxley going into alcohol rehab. They're making it public. We're talking about it. I think it's a wonderful thing. We talked about ROH right now and the possibility of them could be gone for good. They released all their talent. We're waiting to find out what's next for them. They're going to have, I guess, one more super card.
December.
Final Battle or something it's called or something.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, it's called Final Battle too. We talked about Kevin Owens' little comment, AJ Styles, non-injury medical issue. The other thing I wanted to bring up is as we talk about these guys being signed to AEW that have left, and me and CJ were talking before we went live that it's hard not to pass up on some of this huge talent.
Some of them, yeah, agreed.
So we saw Kalisto debut on Wednesday night as Samurai Del Sol. Interesting to see him fight. However, at the same time, against FTR with Aerostar, who was a Lucha Underground wrestler. The story isn't about FTR beating them. The story isn't about Kalisto making his debut. It's about Kalisto and his tweet. And I don't know if you guys have heard this, but Kalisto tweeted about Jon Huber. And he said he prayed to him before the show to have a good show. Those of you who don't know who Jon Huber is.
Brody Lee, baby.
Brody Lee.
What the heck?
So the reason there's a stink about it is he spelled John wrong. And this is a guy who speaks Spanish first. He spelled
you can't hold that against it. Plus, there's also
Well, the
autocorrect sometimes fucks you.
Of course, Twitter went nuts about it. But the two people that made news about this is Chris Jericho and Amanda Huber. They both called him out on it and made a big deal about it.
I remember Amanda Huber. I saw Amanda Huber. I did not know Jericho did. But
so now Jericho and the wife of Brody Lee are making a stink about this guy spelling John instead of Jon.
Okay, this is great, by the way. I don't know if anybody can see it. It says Tony. It says Tony Khan opening up Twitter like
he's hungry. He's gonna
eat. Johnny Hungy.
And so we covered all the Six Senses that I wanted to cover. ROH, Jon Moxley, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, the releases. Kalisto and that big. I mean, I looked at the strain from Kalisto's tweet, and it's just a bunch of people on one side of the fence or the other. And I could see both sides. They're saying,
"Cut the guy a break."
Yeah. If you're going to pray to him and you're going to salute him, spell his name right at least. That's the first argument. The other side of the argument is it could have been autocorrect, like Doc said. Could have been an honest mistake. He doesn't even speak English as his primary language. So can you forgive the guy for a typo? We got typos all the time. People, type things that are wrong.
I know people are going to think I'm crazy for this, but shit happens. Get over it. Get the fuck over it. I can't stand when people yell and scream about something that dumb. Like,
Count
so what?
Z
People spelled my name wrong. I've had people literally make a sign that said, "What's up, Doc?" and they spelled it D-O-C-K.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but still, they were showing love to me. I'm not going to, oh, fuck you, you spelled my name wrong. So what, man? They're still showing me love, man. I'm not going to, no. He was showing Brody Lee love. I mean, come on.
I don't understand how it's a problem. Well, that just goes to show you make one little mistake, one little slip up, the whole world's going to try to cancel you or make you feel like an idiot.
That's the kind of country we live in. It's only going to get fucking worse.
We got Miles Stanley Ward, Andy Price, and Shifty in the green room. We'll bring you guys on here shortly. The final one of the 6 cents I wanted to talk about was AEW has announced a show called the Battle of the Belts. They're going to have a show called the Battle of the Belts. Obviously, that made me
because they can't call it Clash of Champions.
Yeah, it made me think of Clash of Champions, and also made me think of Survivor Series. How they've been running Survivor Series the last couple of years has been brand versus brand, but they're also having some title versus title. Now they've teased some of that, but they haven't talked shit about Survivor Series yet. We don't know if it's brand versus brand. We don't know if it's teams, what teams, or any teams, or if there's even going to be a Survivor Series match, and that's in a couple of weeks. I mean, I don't know what do you guys think about champions facing champions and the whole Survivor Series things? Do you have there's a lot of people
I always liked the Survivor Series, but the thing is, you grew up with it. I don't mean to cut you off, sorry. No, but I'm going to say this because I just I have to say this, is the simple fact that when I grew up, and I mean, I'm going to show my age here with you, Blaise. I grew up, it was always team versus team. There's always a 5 versus 5, and it was the elimination. That's what made it fun, because you put people together, and it was just fun. You had let me think, when Dusty Rhodes' team went, that's how we got the Undertaker.
Ultimate Warrior and Hogan had team.
Yeah, it was fun. But the build was fun. But they still do have that throwback Survivor Series match. But it's like they took bragging rights, kind of, and just meshed it into one. Yeah, meshed it into one.
Some people don't like champions fighting champions.
I'm in that percentage of people.
I am excited to see Big E and Roman go, though, just for the simple fact that that's what people wanted. People wanted it, and they're actually giving it to them.
But no matter who goes over,
release shit,
you're lessening your whichever champion loses.
Unless it's a unification match, then I can see title versus title. Or if one can win both and not unify them, just take them both. That's a different story. Or if someone's brand new to the company and they have I don't know if they can be brand new with a title, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to find ways that it is okay because they do it, but I can see both sides of the fence for that. Alex Wolf, good to see you. Natural Alex Wolf is in the building. Good to see you, my friend. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. Share it out. We got a couple more things to cover. We're going to talk to some people in the live chat, bring them on to ask the guys some questions. But I have something really fun I wanted to do, and I saw this meme out there, and I wanted to bring it up. So we talked about all the releases. If you missed that, we'll go over them again towards the end. We talked about John Moxley's situation with his alcohol rehabilitation, the Ring of Honor debacle that we have to deal with, and now a little bit about Survivor Series, the Battle of the Belts. I'm thinking, will they bring in now that Impact relationship isn't as tight? Will it be the AAA? I mean, they've kind of cut off with Impact right now.
Who did?
Gallows and Anderson haven't been.
They haven't showed up. Christian dropped the belt to Josh Alexander, so
he doesn't have that. Who then lost it to Moose?
Moose the same night, yeah.
Yeah.
So now the titles aren't connected, and they are saying that they're kind of like separated now. It's not the open door isn't as open for Impact as it was before. I haven't heard any other details.
Maybe they're just letting it die down a little bit and then bring it back. I mean, Don Callis is still walking out with Omega here and there.
He didn't.
He wasn't last night.
He wasn't there. Neither was the Good Brothers. And they just talked about this the other day. So I don't know. I'm hoping it reopens.
And I listened to Talking Shop, and they said that all their bookings have to be approved by Scott D'Amore. So
maybe there was a little bit of a falling out. Who knows? At this point, let's just see what happens. Yeah.
So I wanted to go back into the past a little bit, and we have one more segment here before we bring some guests on. Normally, I take two people and have them debate this in our 2 cents, but we're going to twist it up a little bit here. right, so I saw this meme out. I've seen it many a times, but I wanted to bring it to the show. And now we're going to pick. I want Doc and CJ, and I'll bring some other guests on to pick as well. What was WCW's greatest mistake?
Oh shit!
So we have
There's only one. We only have to say one.
Yeah, well, yeah. I want everyone to pick one. I'll go first. Overexpanding the NWO, giving Hulk Hogan creative control, the finger poke of doom. We have ending Goldberg speak when it was the best thing they had going. Hiring Vince Russo, making Kevin Nash a booker, allowing these guys to quit, which I don't know if they really allowed it, or putting the title on David Arquette. I would say putting the title on David Arquette's my worst.
I'm going giving Hulk Hogan creative control.
The worst.
My God, am I allowed to make a tie? Like seriously, can I make a tie? I had three. Okay, but I have to go for tie here. I'm sorry. Obviously, I'm agreeing with Blaise with putting the title on David Arquette, but I am going to say this: allowing these guys to quit, because you see that picture right there, them all sitting. I was there.
That was in Pittsburgh.
Yes, they were. They jumped in the ring and they whooped whoever fought Al Snow's opponent's ass, because Al Snow literally goes to the ring and they made it nonchalant, which WWE was perfect with this. Al Snow comes out to the ring, head, doing the head thing. He walks over and literally just hugs them because, hey guys, oh my God, you're here. Look at it. Just showed them nothing but love, and then everybody's like, oh my God, look who it is.
Was it Guerrero that fucked his elbow up that night?
What did they call those guys?
No, I forget who fucked his elbow.
Radicals, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Radicals. That's exactly what they call them. And it was one of the best moments ever. My friend and I were sitting there with our girlfriends of all people. They were bored. And my friend and I were just like arm in arm, like, oh my God, this is the greatest day ever. We're seeing this. And then when they got in the ring and just started doing their moves, like Saturn was doing the T-bone, and Eddie did the frog splash, Benoit did the headbutt. It was beautiful. And then Malenko, of course, summed it up with the clover leaf. It was just beautiful. Couldn't get it any better.
A lot of famous shit went down in Pittsburgh. The Hell in a Cell, and the Rumble that we were at, I think is one of my favorite shows I've ever been to.
If you really want to get technical, I'm reading this list again. Hiring if you think about when Vince Russo got hired, that's when the fire hit the gasoline.
Yeah.
Because he is such a fucking idiot. I will say it till the day I'm dead.
I'm sticking with giving Hogan
creative control.
Props to MSWCW for that one. Hiring Vince Russo is the greatest mistake. One of the greatest. I mean, there's so many, though. You can't just pick one because, my God, if you're going to have a fire, you have to try to put it out, not add more. I want to make it
difficult. I want to make it, tell me your four favorite ones.
Well, you made it too difficult. Fuck you.
No, I'm just joking. Difficult. No. Just playing fun of it. All right, so let's get some take from those who have joined us and showed up, hanging out. We got 5 people.
That's not going to work for me, brother. Yeah, you're right, JW.
Yeah, you got
that was every fucking thing, probably.
Jesus. That was a
Russo, an idiot. We got a lot of people agreeing with you. The finger poke of doom. Wally must have enjoyed that. God, it says Goldberg's. I think how they ended his streak, I have a problem with. Not that it ended. What do you guys
I don't
think?
Remember.
They're showing
the streak
it right there.
ended.
Oh, was it the cattle prod bullshit?
Yeah, it was the cattle prod, and then Nash was actually the one that went over on the match. So Kevin Nash is literally the one that ended Goldberg's streak. I forget what he was. Something in was it over 100?
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Well, it was also like one day he's 80-0 and the next day he's 110 or something because they're counting like house shows and stuff and really bulking it up.
That belt though, that belt that they put around the waist of David Arquette that belt had so much prestige, and then it was like he wiped your ass with it.
Here's the thing about Arquette. Okay.
Why couldn't he do it a U.S. title or something?
Why didn't Gage cut deeper?
He's done. Fuck you.
I'm playing.
Listen, the guy
173. There you go.
Got trained. Goddess. Cares about the business. I have no problem with David Arquette.
But as a world champion, give him
the
U.S. title.
Is it his fault? Is it his fault? He told them no. multiple times.
See, I never heard that. I've
It
never heard that.
They talk about it on the My World podcast with Jared.
Okay.
Yeah.
If he denied it, then kudos to him.
He said he did not want to do it.
Everybody's mom on a pole match by Russo. There you go. Everybody's mom on a pole match.
Yeah, no shit, right? Judy Bagwell on a forklift.
Oh, Judy Bagwell. What the fuck was with that? Like,
but I get it. They had that movie coming out, so it was very WWE-like that they wanted to put the belt or, give some notoriety to David Arquette. Why not put him with someone great and have a tag team title run or something? Make it a little more realistic. I mean, I knew.
Tag team, yeah, you have a big beast to do all the work, like him and Goldberg or something.
And again, can you blame Arquette? You cannot.
No, I'm not blaming him.
I'm not blaming him, but like I said, that would have been a smarter idea, though. He's right.
The one I would take out.
Blaise is right, though. The tag team thing would have been perfect. You get Goldberg.
I can justify the other side.
You don't think giving him a tag match and literally having Goldberg look at him and go, okay, keep your ass on the apron. Let me hurt these people.
Right.
And then, you put Goldberg in the corner. You know how the guy goes, yeah, and pats him on the back. You did great. And then referee's like, wait a minute.
The guy just
tagged him. Yeah.
Mean Gene did that with Hogan. It was Hogan and Mean Gene versus Mr. Fuji, and I think it was Killer Khan or Magnificent Morocco. It was George Steele. It was Mr. Fuji and George Steele when George the Animal Steele was a heel versus Hogan and Mean Gene, and they had to train for this match. I'll never forget. They did the training montages where Hogan was on his back and he's trying to go up the stadium steps.
Thank you, JW. Yes, exactly.
It is what it is. But I will say, all right, I agree with JW on that one too. The simple fact is Arquette did try. He did his best.
He does love and he's still
he got the shit kicked out of him.
So, the guy's still out there fighting.
Super cool dude too. Whenever he came and did IWC for us.
How was that, by the way? You worked.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
He was willing to do whatever. He came out with Katie, didn't he? He came out with, didn't he?
He helped Katie win the title, but he was in a tag match with RJ City, Colt Cabana, I believe.
So for those that don't know, is Katie actually related to him?
No.
Yes. Wrestler in our area.
Yes.
She was on the Dark, wasn't she? Was she on the Dark?
Yes, she was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, she was.
Yep.
Bodie's face on that one was pretty priceless too, because he saw Jade Cargill and was like,
"Hey, she heard me yell for her and blew me a kiss."
Johnny's release was a fake, I'm being told. So Gargano not gone yet.
Well, not yet, but
Gargano and Riley and Alexa Bliss I saw that were out there, and those are all fake.
I heard the rumor that O'Reilly was definitely up on the chopping block, but we'll have to see. I mean, that would be stupid if they did that, because you could definitely.
He's a hell of a fucking talent.
Yeah, he is. He's amazing, and like I said, that would be a good time.
All right, so we talked about the releases. We talked about let's get somewhere. Let's bring on my buddy Miles Stanley Ward. How you doing, Miles?
Hey guys,
what's up, man?
MSW does his own thing here on YouTube as well. And Miles, do you remember this stuff from back in WCW day?
I never did watch any WCW. All I watched back then was WWE, Raw, and SmackDown. Yeah.
Okay.
So give us an idea. What do you think about some of these releases, like Karrion Kross and Keith Lee?
Oh my God, I can't believe this. This is ridiculous. What in the world has Vince been doing in WWE headquarters right now?
He's losing his mind. He's losing his mind.
Exactly, CJ. Oh my God.
I've said it before, and I hate to say it, and it sounds so shitty. WWE is going to keep going downhill until Vince, unfortunately, passes away.
Yeah.
The minute H and Steph get the reins, then
the way things are going, I don't see them getting the reins.
Who do you see getting the reins then? Disney.
Who the hell knows?
Disney at this point. Could you imagine?
You know what?
Come to Disney World. We now have wrestling. No.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of Disney, there's this movie that's coming out as Marvel Studios Eternals.
Yes, it looks amazing. I skipped it tonight.
I just got word with my brother about that, and they said that the ratings are.
Oh no!
Actual frick.
Maybe I'm good. Maybe I'm good to skip it tonight.
It's the critics.
Yeah,
But-
everyone's a critic.
I mean, my
Blaise is
God.
a rough boss to work for, so I had to be here. I've contractually obligated to be here.
There was mixed reviews for Halloween Kills as well. If I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
Kills was phenomenal. I
I
thought.
liked it, except for the last 10,
Ravens in the house, good
15
to
minutes,
see ya.
but I get it.
Oh man. Okay,
Oh,
me and
yeah.
you'll talk later.
I
Me and you'll talk
understand
later.
what I know. I'm just
You'll
ready
talk
for
later.
another Saw movie.
All right. Yeah, I heard Spiral was shit.
It was fucking
Okay.
garbage.
I haven't got to watch it yet, so. But
Hey,
we're going on to horror. We need to be wrestling here.
Miles,
but what I'm saying,
thanks for coming on, Miles. I'm gonna bring someone else on, and we'll get back
Miles,
to you, my
thank
friend.
you.
Thanks,
Appreciate
buddy.
it, bro.
All right, thanks.
So one other thing I meant to cover was we didn't really talk about Wyndham. Wyndham Rotunda still, as of now, 2 weeks later, has not shown up anywhere.
Not
Although
yet.
there was word of a tweet or news that came out which said that he's been tough to work with and all this. So the only response, Wyndham did have a tweet out, and he said, "Now that we've heard John and Bruce's side, I'll be able to talk very soon." So that was very intriguing to me.
Yeah,
I
Laurinaitis
see him.
and Bruce Pritchard.
Exactly.
I see him showing up at Full Gear.
It has. I mean,
He has to.
now I wish Eazy-E was here because I want to hear why he thinks Bray Wyatt's going to go back
As
to WWE
much
now.
as I don't,
He's
as much
not.
as
Look like
I
it now.
thought.
There's no chance in hell he goes back.
I
to
really,
WWE.
honest to God, I was, believe it or not, the first time ever in a million years, I agreed with Eazy for a second because I really thought that was Vince's little,
Not
how
a
you keep the
fucking-
poker card up the sleeve.
Not
I
a
really
chance.
thought that was it. And you
So-
know what? Goddess of Pain brings up a good point here. Vince's pockets are full from his Saudi show.
Lover
Like
Boy.
Loverboy, I like that. Excuse me, but the Saudi show, and he shouldn't be letting all these people. She's absolutely 100% right. They get like what, $1 billion a show or something.
Why are they
It's
using the budget cuts as the
astronomical.
reason? They should
Blood
just
money,
be honest.
part of
They're
it,
just
yeah.
cutting people.
It is blood money.
All right, let's.
Only
let's
I don't want to
make
get
it
into a
releases.
political, but
I want to
I'm just
hear
saying.
a heated conversation here because this guy's really passionate about some people, especially the man who just got released, Keith Lee.
Okay.
Let's bring back Shifty, the drunken dragon clown. Shifty, you there, my friend? He's taking care of some dragonlings right now, so we might have to wait for Shifty to come back. Shifty, let's go to Brandon Pickett. Brandon, how you doing, my friend? Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, I'm doing good, man.
So
Brandon.
Brandon does
He's
this
shaking
thing
his
on
head.
YouTube, Doc, CJ. So what's your take on some of these releases here? Did you hear all the names, Brandon?
Yeah, I have actually. I follow Fightful and Sean.
Yeah,
and,
SRS has been blowing it up.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, some of these I saw coming. Some of them, I'm like, Vince, really? Like God has said, as much money as they got from Saudi, and you put them on TV, even for little stints backstage for Halloween Havoc, like Frankie Monet and stuff like this. And then you have the draft, and you draft Mia Yim to SmackDown and this and that. Why?
You just released her figure too. They put
Exactly.
out Reckoning, and then
Okay.
wow,
I'm a
really?
big wrestling figure collector, and
Okay.
I kid you not, guys. We got Reckoning coming out. We got a bunch of Keith Lees. Let's see, what was another one we got?
I want to
coming
get a Shima. I mean, not Shima Zion.
Oh, Scarlett. Scarlett is actually going to get an elite figure, and she just
Joaquin Wild.
posted about it like 2 days ago. and
yeah,
I'm
my son asked for Scarlett for Christmas, and
Didn't WWE release a ring announcer?
yeah, they did.
No,
yes, Greg Hamilton, but
They
he's
didn't
really
release
so
him.
good.
He left on his own, I believe.
Yeah,
so
he got
the thing
pissed
with
about
Hamilton
something.
that I'm reading too is he did a lot of the voiceover work for WWE 2K22.
Yeah, and like I say,
I might
they
fuck up the game
spend
again.
months and months recording, and I've heard talks from, Smack Talks and Chris Danker and all these others, that like, now what are we going to do? Because they had Keith Lee's voice, they had Mia Yim's voice, Karrion Kross and Scarlett, and now all of a sudden, what are we going to do?
Those developers are
push it
probably
out
like,
another 8
why do
months?
we sign for this shit?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that's driving me nuts about that game.
Yeah,
They were all like-
Goddess of Pain. They did not release Hamilton. He left on his own accord.
He left on his own, but it was mainly because he made some comments about a rapper using
That's
his
right.
voiceover in a song.
Yeah.
He said,
He's right.
don't get me upset. I will get WWE lawyers involved. Well, Vince found out about that, said something to him, and Greg says, okay, you know what? I'm done.
here's the part that drives me up a wall about this whole thing. And Brandon, you said you saw some of these coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I have a top 3 that you saw coming that you were like, oh, this is inevitable, if you don't mind?
Yeah. Only Larkin, I could see.
Okay.
Man.
See,
one because of his age, because of his look, and he wasn't really over with the fans. The only thing he was over with was when he was in a tag team with Danny Burch, and he did, his song.
The music was the theme was great for them.
His music was so over compared to his actual character.
I look at wrestling differently. I like
he's a good worker. Yeah, he's a good worker.
A lot of people like
him too.
He's a great worker.
The mold that
they're going for.
Now, didn't Larkin do some work on the main roster too? Didn't he go in?
He was on 205 Live, and he did like some 24/7 title stuff here and there.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
His biggest thing was being
with Birch
with Pete Dunne.
Yeah. So so that's one. Let's go with the other 2.
Another one that I saw coming was Jessie Kamea.
Who is that? I'm sorry.
Jessie Kamea was the big, tall girl that had the long legs like Stacy Keibler. She was part of the Robert Stone brand.
Oh, yeah, okay.
She was that really hot, black-haired chick. She had talent, but
wasn't she with Aaliyah at one point too? Like,
yes,
I mean, wasn't she in that like circle? Yeah, she was in that circle.
Yeah,
that's
and
right.
see her gimmick when she first showed up in the Mae Young Classic, the first year they had it, she was a schoolgirl. And then
I don't remember her from that.
Yeah, she lost her first match. But and the biggest shocker besides Keith Lee, Scarlett, and all them, of course, the big names, but the one that really shocked me, B-Fab.
Yeah,
you just drafted her from NXT to be a part of Hit Row, and she just signed a legit contract.
She's great.
Green is goose shit.
Yeah, she's not good. She's not a great worker.
I get why I bring her up. Yeah, but I mean that doesn't
it just goes to show you whether you're out on injury, and the only thing that seems like is they don't touch is people with championships. Because if you're out on injury, just got married, it's your birthday, don't matter. They're gonna let you go.
Yeah, because and that's the other thing, Okay,
they go in dry.
If they were legit gonna fire Johnny. If they were, they'd have to fire Candace. Oh, wait, they can't. She's pregnant.
Oh.
And if that's the case, if you're going to go ahead and fire...
Johnny's not going yet.
Exactly.
Good call.
And my thing is, if you're going to fire, for instance, say they were going to fire Candace and Johnny. Okay, well, who else is pregnant? Let's see. Lacey Evans was,
yeah.
And then, it's like, okay, where's Asuka? Asuka's on the injured list. Bailey's on the injured list. They haven't been Elias. Where the hell is Elias?
Elias is my boy.
I thought he would be for sure on that.
Elias
list.
Is a great dude.
He got that new gimmick and they dropped it.
I talked to him not too long ago. Actually, he's doing well.
And it's like they were doing this love angle thing with Cora Jade and her boyfriend Trey Baxter. Trey gets released. Cora's still there.
Yeah, she was on.
I guess
Tuesday.
Another page verified Gargano too. So I don't know. I mean, it's that one's up in the air.
Happening as we're here, so we'll see. I
want to bring on the man. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't.
He's finally back. We can't wait to hear the Drunken Dragon clown. Shifty, you there this time?
Hey guys.
So Shifty, we know you're taking care of the Dragonlings. We know you're a huge Keith Lee fan. How you doing? How you holding on to this news?
Life is hell.
Oh no!
Now let me explain to you guys. Shifty's the kind of guy who loves to live tweet anger about what happens in WWE.
Oh, I did too.
He does it a lot.
The first time in ages blew up. People were like, "Oh my god, he's angry."
You can see back and forth. You can see when I'm really, really passionate about someone that I really like. There's a couple guys on this list that were released that I absolutely I think that they are absolute mega stars that just WWE just didn't know what to do with. Karrion Kross and Keith Lee.
Yeah, this is definitely
good night, Ray.
I think Ember Moon is a star too.
Ember Moon. I mean, when she burst on the main roster the first time, the response that she got
was pretty damn good.
Remember, she debuted in the Royal Rumble after going through a hellacious match at War Games against Shayna Baszler. She came out with a freaking injured arm, competed for more than 20 minutes in the Rumble.
Yeah, she's a badass. And we got calm, Shifty. I was hoping
guys, tell Raves good night. She's leaving us.
She's in the UK.
night,
She's in the UK, so it's like late as hell there for Raven.
Well, thank you, Rays, for staying up. Good night, girl. Thank you again.
You'll have to wait a few minutes.
One that honestly didn't surprise me was Eva Marie. That was a given.
Chicky.
Yeah,
the Eva Marie one didn't really surprise me.
I'm surprised she was there as long as she was this time.
I'm surprised she even got signed again.
The Lucha House.
Hey, let's get rid of the Iconics though.
The Lucha
House.
Let's
keep Eva Marie.
So let me bring Brandon. I'll bring you back here, buddy.
In my mouth
I'm
about
the
Iconics.
Back for a minute and bring someone else on. Thank you, Brandon, for being part of the show. Stick around. I might bring some people back. We're going to go all the way to New Zealand for this one and talk to my buddy Andy Price. How you doing, Andy?
There we go.
What's up, Andy?
Can't hear you, brother.
There's a snake in your internet as as your toilet.
We got a full back room here, man, and more people trying to come in. Awesome. Hold on. Let me
I can't hear anything from Andy. We're having some
All right, Andy, get your technical difficulties worked out. There's someone who never has any problem talking here. Oh, unless it's not even going to show him.
Go ahead. You want to say hi? Go ahead. I know you want to. You know?
What up, bud?
Oh, say hi. Just wave. Everybody's saying hi.
Bodie.
Hi, Bodie.
Everyone say what's up to Bodie. Big
what
shout
up,
out to
Bodie.
Bodie can't believe all the releases, but then again, that's more AEW figures he could throw in the AEW bin.
Let's see. Do we have Andy? Do we have you yet, Andy? Mr. Andy Price. It's a long way from New Zealand. No audio for Andy.
No audio.
Keep trying, Andy. We'll bring you back. All right, let's see this fool here. Here he is. Is it even working?
I didn't know that. Goddess boy, she filled us in on some Eva Marie. There's videos out there her doing the Devil's Tango and an OnlyFans.
Here we go. Live from Dad's dinner. Happy birthday, Pops.
Happy birthday, Pops.
Fuck y'all.
Fuck all of us. Okay, what was that about?
Ray's in the house. Welcome to the show, brother.
I have no headphones, so when I start going wall through the speakerphones, I'm sorry.
You're good.
So did you hear about all the releases, Ray? You want me to cover them?
Yeah, go for it.
Hold on. Let's time this.
Karrion Kross, Scarlett Bordeaux, Ember Moon, Jeet Rama, Zeta Ramir, Jessie Kamea, Frankie Monet, B-Fab, Oni Larkin, Trey Baxter, Katina Cortez, Nia Jax, Mia Yim, Harry Smith, Eva Marie, Grand Metalik, Lindsay Dorado, and Keith Lee.
And possibly Gargano.
Wow.
And it was supposed to only be some Office people from what they were saying this morning.
Yeah,
Keith
Vince
Lee and
went
Karrion
through.
Kross, definitely a two to stick out.
Vince went through the WWE like Ron Jeremy would a virgin.
Oh,
Keith Lee and Karrion Kross are a huge surprise. Both of those men have money written all over them.
Yeah,
they've been money everywhere they've been.
Yeah.
And that's a big get now for AEW or Impact. And I'm kind of surprised by Frankie Monet.
Yeah.
I mean, great women's wrestler and the wife of Mr. Drip Drip.
Ooh, Goddess, don't do that.
Johnny Drip Drip.
Ouch.
I don't know, man. It just seems like WWE does not give a shit.
Right.
Tomorrow, WWE has come to terms with the release of the WWE Universe.
Yeah.
We wish the entire WWE Universe well in its future endeavors.
Watching
we
AEW.
don't give a fuck about you.
I am shocked about Kross the most.
I am too.
I just like they had something there, and then they made him look like a reject from 300.
Outfit on him,
Whoever was trying to get into the green room, it's now open. There's a couple spots open, so if anyone wants to jump on, it is now open.
Straight up, it almost feels like Vince McMahon is just trying to anally rape Triple H at this point. Like, oh, you like Karrion Kross? You thought he had talent? Gone.
Do you think it's like a whose dick is bigger thing? Do you actually think, you know how Vince is, do you think it's a whose dick's bigger? I hate to say it like that, but that's the only way you can put that.
He's just throwing his power
It almost sounds like he wants to release Triple H, but he just won't because of his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, not like I said. Nothing
knows her
would
better than a lot of
surprise
people.
me at this point.
oh, Triple H, your baby was NXT. Now we're gonna rape that.
Let's get I was just gonna bring Jamar on, and he left. There he is. Let's bring Jamar on real quick to get his thoughts. Jamar always wants to talk. I never had a chance to bring him on. Jamar, how's it going, brother?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Welcome to the show. Glad to finally get to talk to you, my man.
Thank you, thank you.
So what do you think about all these releases, man? All these people losing their jobs in WWE.
Vince McMahon, you could go straight to hell for that.
Right. I agree.
He could go to hell for that. That was stupid to release Keith Lee. He's a great talent. My queen is gone, Nia Jax. God damn it.
Oh, man. You're a Nia Jax fan, huh?
Yeah.
I can't say the same, but I understand.
No. I'm going to say this. She's thick as a bowl of oatmeal.
I like that.
I'm done.
Like that.
I am done with life. Bowl of oatmeal.
Nia Jax, we're gonna team you up in a fight.
Yeah. But yeah, man, releasing these great talent is kind of sad. Like they losing their job.
A lot of them like weren't being used, or ones that aren't really doing much. But like you said, those two ones are really big, and I still think Ember Moon's a big one to me too.
Yeah.
Well, Ember Moon's had health problems, and they were actually kind of questioning whether her longevity coming back. So I can kind of see that one. But legit, Karrion Kross, through every company he's been in, Impact, MLW, everyone, is a main eventer.
Yeah.
Now, whether he becomes a main eventer in WWE, who knows? But tell me that's not a reliable mid-card talent, world traveled.
It's a reliable main eventer.
Yeah.
Same with Keith Lee. I mean, they just make no sense. Nia Jax was a great character work.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the ring, she was iffy at best, but
she was dangerous.
You got to give her credit because she got Becky Lynch over like fucking Rover.
Yeah,
she doesn't break Becky Lynch's nose. There's no man.
All right, Jamar, thank you, my brother. We'll make some room here. Good to finally talk to you, my man. Thank you for supporting the channel, Jamar. You're the man.
You want me to drive so you can talk?
No.
Who's talking about who?
Hi, Lisa.
Who said that? I hate every single one of you.
All right.
Jesus Christ, Eazy-E's here in spirit, apparently.
Yeah,
right?
We got our heel. So, Ray, you didn't get to pick. Ray, can you see that on the screen here? Which was greatest mistake by WCW?
All right, let's
I want
see
your
here.
pick. Pick one.
Oh, God.
Put the timer on, Doc.
It has to be creative control for Hogan.
Thank you.
I mean,
thank you.
Overextending the NWO and watering that down was stupid. I just want to look at the camera. That's all. Overexpanding the NWO was stupid. They ruined one of the hottest angles out there, but eventually every angle runs its course no matter what.
Yeah.
But when you give Hogan creative control, you give a narcissist, which every wrestler, myself included, CJ included, we got a little bit of narcissism in us. It's why we do what we do.
Right, you have to.
Hogan being the fucking biggest narcissist and biggest star in the world for 2 decades is going to be Lex Luger's inspiration for his narcissist character. And is the reason that the finger point of doom even happened.
True.
So
a lot of these are connected. A lot of these up here in this list are connected.
Yeah.
But I want to get someone else's take on this here. Clinton, welcome to the show, brother.
How's it going?
Doing good, man. I want you to pick one. Which one's the greatest mistake by WCW?
It's creative control for Hulk Hogan, followed closely by Vince Russo.
Screw you guys. You guys love the David Arquette world title angle, apparently.
Yeah.
It's not that I love it. It's just I give David credit for not wanting it.
Yeah,
it's not his fault. I used to wrestle myself, as you know.
Yeah.
And I got one thing to say. I don't surprise at any of these releases because Vince McMahon wouldn't know talent if it gave him a facial. And I don't mean the facial you get at a salon.
No, I know what you mean, Clinton.
Money shot.
Yeah.
I mean, a handful of them.
Backlot
like
Bukkake.
Jeet Rama, Katina Cortez, Trey Baxter, they weren't really being used. The Lucha House Party weren't really being used that much. So a lot of them, I can, like you said, it's none of them are super surprises. But if you're going to put some at the top list, it's definitely Keith and
this
Terry.
is the same man that wanted a tag team match with God. The same man who buried his ass on TV
I remember that.
Who had Mae Young give birth to a hand.
Yeah.
Now,
also released me.
Realistically, a lot of this
He
stuff.
released me, for fuck's sake.
A lot of that stuff though maybe had nothing to do with Vince. He just approved it, which is still poor taste.
Wasn't that Russo?
And a lot of these releases might not be Vince as well. This might be Nick Khan. This might be Bruce Pritchard. But
everything comes down to Vince. It's his. He has the majority.
I just don't get how you release. Again, the big standouts, the Keith Lee one and the Karrion Kross.
That was a huge mistake.
Even if they toil away in the mid card, they're great wrestlers who've shown they connect with an audience. Now, granted, you brought them to the main roster and you saddled them with dog shit gimmicks.
Well,
that's my point. That's why it doesn't
surprise
surprise me. Even though those two are probably the most talented, the big names, that doesn't surprise me because they already fucked up their gimmicks once or twice.
Or three, or
they've
four,
already misused them to some extent. So why not release them? It's probably better for him at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, some people were calling him Kinky Cross because he looked like he was in an S&M outfit.
He did.
He looked like a rejected costume from the movie 300.
He looks like
straight out of Goddess's Dungeon.
Stuff, from some of their old gimmicks, where
he
like Demolition
like,
leftover gear and throw it in there, and
the wrong outfits from Average Joe's from the
Oh shit! Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, it looked like
I missed
Magic
Lisa.
Mike
What'd you
mixed
say?
with 300.
So we got more people trying to get into the green room. I'm gonna try to free some space up to see if someone else can jump on here.
Everything on that list for WCW was a fucking mistake. Like,
It was it was all in the fire, basically.
Agreed.
He kept
I
throwing things in the
disagree.
fire
Kevin
and making
Nash
it bigger,
is
and that was all of them.
Yeah, I
There
thought
was
it'd be
no
fun to
problem
bring
with
that
Kevin
on and
Nash
talk
Booker
about it.
in
a little bit.
WCW.
But I will say one
Booker
thing.
should be a
Fuck
former boy.
WCW, long live ECW.
There we go.
The real ECW, not Vince's version.
Oh, God, I hated 06. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about the vampire.
Oh, geez.
Kevin Thorne. All right. Even though he was an all right worker, but Kevin Thorne.
He sucked, but not in the right way.
Yeah, there you go.
Kind of like
All right.
that.
Thank you,
That sounds like
Clinton, my man. Glad to have you
Oh,
on. I'm gonna rotate people in and out here.
Have a good
Thanks,
night,
my brother.
guys.
I appreciate
Thanks,
you being
Clinton.
a part of the show, Clinton.
Fuck
Let's
off,
bring
Lisa.
on my friend Crushing Kelly. Kelly, how's it going, Kelly?
Hey, what's up?
Good to have you on the show. Do you have any take on this greatest mistake by WCW up here?
Oh, fuck. Do I have to choose just one?
Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you,
have.
Kelly.
Because one, I thought David Arquette I grew up bouncing back and forth between WCW and WWF, WWE. I was the one flipping the channels between the two.
Me too. That was me too.
Yeah. One, David Arquette, probably the worst champion ever. The finger poke of doom. Why? I mean,
Due to Hogan's creative control.
I was.
Yes.
They're connected. Like I said,
listen.
there are a lot of them that go back to that
Hold on
Hogan
a
creative
minute.
control.
Wait a minute. I was hoping for Kevin Nash to start leading the Wolfpack a hell of a lot sooner than they did. Because it's like Kevin Nash, one of my favorites, not just because I'm a girl, but I think he had this talent to go on his own a hell of a lot sooner. But then creative thought it was a bright idea to just slap him back together with Hogan. And the finger of doom, I'm pulling a Simon Miller. I'm doing a Simon Miller and using the finger down power.
Hey, I know a lot of girls that like the finger of doom.
Yeah.
They could take 2 or 3 or 4 fingers.
And I watched Kevin Nash versus Goldberg too. I remember because I was in high school. I was in high school watching this at a friend's house. Me and my best friend of 20 plus years were at a friend's house, and it was me and her boyfriend cheering on Kevin Nash while my best friend was rooting on Goldberg, and she was pissed when Goldberg lost.
So Kelly,
I mean,
really
by that point, I
appreciate
think everybody wanted Goldberg to lose at that point because it was just getting monotonous. It was getting to the point where it's like, we found this guy walking to the stadium. We're going to put him in a ring with Goldberg. You know,
Clinton, I'm all about some BWO, but I don't know if BWO is greater than the NWO.
Oh, Blue World.
Tongue in cheek, I'm sure.
Oh, Blue World Order.
Kelly, before I let you go, I want your take on some of the releases. What's your thoughts on some of those tonight with breaking news?
Vince McMahon and the machine that is WWE just proved why I'd rather watch AEW every week.
There you go. Well, that seems to be a popular idea out there, and we're waiting to see what happens to a lot of these people. But thank you, Kelly, for being a part of the show.
Not a problem.
All right, let's see if we can get Andy back on here. Andy, got your audio fixed?
Simon Miller for AEW. God, Clinton, thank you.
No audio still. No audio.
Oh, Andy.
Do you have a mic? Do you have a mute thing, man, that's not on?
Your
Like
mic,
one of these?
Is it muted, Andy, or something?
Yeah,
no, it's not.
He's been on the show before.
Yeah. Check his mute thing. Maybe his mute thing.
I muted him. Now I unmuted him.
How about now?
Yeah,
I knew it. I knew it was this thing. It was this thing. Yeah. You're welcome, Andy.
Welcome, Andy.
Main technology. It's been a week. Well, where do you want me to start? The releases or WCW?
Well, if you want to pick one of those, go for it.
Well, for WCW, I can't link a lot of these together because the creative control of Hogan, well, really, that's how they were going to get Hogan because Bischoff got talked into, we need Hogan to get past the expanding the NWO. Yeah, in hindsight, moved too quickly, brought too many in that you went,
agreed.
Really, he's in NWO?
True.
I linked the Finger Poke of Doom and the Streak together because basically that happened within 2 weeks. Well, you had Starrcade, and I think 2 weeks later was the Raw in Atlanta, Nitro in Atlanta when the Finger Poke of Doom happened, and both just dumb. Nash the Booker, again, just, we need somebody to book. Hey, Nash, you know what you're doing. Book the show. Russo, well, we all saw what happened to Russo. Yeah, it got worse. The Radicals leaving. I remember that whole thing was, we used to get the old Nitros.
So pick one, Andy. Which one's the greatest one?
I am going to go with the Streak. That I think, because I said Goldberg was still the real one thing over they had left, and they not only killed the Streak, then basically Goldberg never really got any revenge for it. Okay, be all sold out in a ladder match or something, but 6 months later he's not even near the world title.
Andy, can I ask you a question, buddy?
Yep.
Out of all these, you picked ending Goldberg's streak, right? And I'm not trying to be mean, but sometimes with a hero in wrestling, you have to have him fall to get back up again. And that's what brings the fans in. That's what sucks the fans in. Are you
true? No,
is it the streak or is it how the streak ended? Like I said, I think it's how the streak ended for me.
You mean how the streak ended? Yeah,
the cat
I think if you're going to beat Goldberg, there's a way to beat him. And then they teased the rematch the week later, and then go off to do the Finger Poke of Doom. So, yeah.
Well, if you think about it, Nash, Caliber's right. He has a really good point. I'm looking at the chat here.
Yeah.
Nash did book the end of the streak. It was all Nash that wanted to take the glory for that too. So it's kind of, I could see how that
Yeah.
Like a lot of these are intertwined. Like we said, a lot of these are connected to each other. Why they happen is, they bounce off the other one. So it's kind of like a domino effect for some of them. But Andy, what about the releases, my friend? I'm not as surprised with most of them, but what's your take on it, buddy?
Well, I'm surprised because one thing I was hearing for NXT and all that, Vince likes Karrion Kross because he's got size, he's got this and that, and they bring up to the roster, do nothing with him, then Vince probably doesn't now like you or whatever's happened. Bye, you're gone. So that was slightly surprising. Keith Lee again, but I was worried when he got pulled up because Vince has this idea of how the bigger guys should wrestle, and you see a lot of what Keith Lee did in Evolve, Ring of Honor when he was there. Showed that he can do, I think he was doing moonsaults or some
or other high athletic spots that we go, wow. And I thought, oh, Vince.
If you guys are still in the back,
like a big man. So yeah, and yeah, I think that's what made him. As for the Blaise release, basically, could we now, and I hate to say that the
yeah, nothing but love for your kid, but today, Junior. Just playing.
The women's revolution seems over because a lot now, really. And as I caught the clip of Dakota Kai, who I was a bit worried that she might be on the releases because I watched what happened with her return match on NXT this week, and it was head scratching. So she's a heel. She wins the match and then sets up for this table spot and then doesn't do it.
Yeah, she's conflicted. He's doing the whole conflicted mind thing and whether she should be this or that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. But I appreciate you, Andy. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yep.
I'm glad we got your audio.
No worries.
worked
Sorry
out,
about
my
the
friend.
issues.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
if you guys are in the back, stick around. We'll come back for some final thoughts here before we end off. We're cruising past close to the 9 o'clock time right now, but we covered a lot of shit here tonight.
Sure
we talked
did,
about
buddy.
all the releases.
Sure did.
Where's
Talked about all the
VH at?
releases.
There he is.
There
What's
he
up,
is. Hey, slut bucket.
We talked about the releases. We talked about ROH. Ray, any thoughts on the Ring of Honor shit going down while we got you?
I've heard some rumors through the grapevine that AEW is in talks to purchase ROH's tape library.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, that's the
which
first thing.
I hope they do, because there's also talks that AEW is headed to the HBO Max streaming service.
Huh. I didn't hear that.
Same parent company as Warner Media. Makes a lot more sense than them putting their own streaming service out. I mean, I know we all enjoyed the WWE Network once it was fully running.
R.I.P.
But, I mean, to have enough, you got to think WWE had 45, 50 years. Plus, they bought up hundreds of tape libraries to have that kind of content on there. AEW obviously does not have that. Plus, if they purchase ROH, or at least the tape library, they then own the first All Out, which owns ROH owns the rights to the digital media for that. Plus, they get all of that backlog. Bryan Danielson and the Bucks and Kenny and things like that. So it makes a lot of sense on paper. I've heard that the business plan that ROH plans on running is that of just an independent, but an independent with a television deal. So they're going to basically be less than MLW at this point, because they're not going to be able to lock down talent. There's going to be nothing stopping a WWE or an MLW or an Impact or anybody else from poaching your world champion.
Well, that's the thing. Like, now that they've
And for those of us who work the indies, and I mean, CJ, you've seen this firsthand. When plans change when a guy gets signed, none of your guys are going to be signed. But you're going to be giving them a national platform on TV every week. So they're going to get poached. They're going to get poached big time. It's not really a feasible business plan.
I mean,
which makes me see Sinclair selling them to AEW, like, makes that so much more prevalent, because I just don't see how that business model can work.
It can't. I don't see them coming back.
So, well, folks, that's a lot we covered today. With that news dropping, literally as we were about to go live, the names started coming out. So we have all these releases. We talked about.
Good here? Or am I off?
We talked about John Moxley.
You're still here.
Going into rehab. We talked about Kevin Owens' words.
Doc, I hate you.
Kalisto. We talked about a little bit of everything.
I love you.
Before we go, I just want to bring everyone back on that's here, that's been a guest, just to have final words before we take off. So, Brandon, I know you wanted to mention something about the WCW angle part of it there while you were on. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I didn't get to talk
Boys,
about that.
I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I've lost all audio. So.
Oh no.
Okay. I would honestly say a lot of this, if you kind of nitpick and look at all of this, Vince Russo actually had his hand in a lot of this. So I would have to say, honestly, bringing Vince Russo in caused a downfall of all of it. The David Arquette, the overextension of the NWO.
Too, yep.
You know, I mean, the fact that Vince actually, he won't go on record and say it, but I'm pretty sure that him talking to Eric is another reason why Hogan was even there to begin with. Because you know that Vince Russo was in Eric Bischoff's ear going, hey, let's get Hogan in. He'll be the biggest thing we ever did. Oh, and let's get Macho Man too, you know?
Yeah.
Where did that get him? Nowhere.
Right.
True, very good point.
So all of it, you know, and then think of it too. I mean, when Vince Russo was in WWE, what was the worst thing he did? Gold Dust.
I like
Goldust was a great character. And
I even liked him when he was 7.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and then also that also brings up another point. TNA screwed up too. They brought in Russo.
Yeah.
Remember SEX Sports?
Oh yeah.
You know, and then that flopped. So what did they do? Oh, let's bring in Hulk Hogan. And then that flopped. And now TNA is just barely scraping by.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it wasn't for them partnering with AEW for the time being, we wouldn't even remember that TNA still exists.
True.
You know, and then another point that I was, you know, going to bring up is, okay, you were talking about like Oni Larkin and stuff. A lot of these stars, if they really wanted to, okay, they were released from their WWE contracts. Okay, picture this. Who else last year or at the beginning of the year was released by WWE? Samoa Joe. Where did he end up? He ended up in an NXT contract. Yeah. Let's not forget, a lot of these stars, if they really wanted to, they could go work for NXT UK.
Yeah.
We'll see. But Brandon, I'd be remiss not to let you promote your channel here before you go. So if you want to go ahead and promote your channel here on YouTube, go for it, brother.
I am the creator of Thriller 23 Oil Productions, TCW, Thriller Championship Wrestling. I have 4 shows, all cost shows. I'm now doing a 5th all-women's show. So I've got 3 all-women's shows and 2 mixed. And one of my women's shows actually features in-game talent, plus 100 CAWs of like Frankie Monet, Jessie Kamea. A lot of the people that actually got released. And I book them better than WWE does. I give them storylines.
Not surprised there.
You know, I give them storylines. I give them, you know, I give them profiles, all kind of stuff, you know, and I do all the commentary myself. Like, I do all the play-by-play.
Man. You do a great job on your channel. Big shout out to Thriller 23 YO Productions here on YouTube. Brandon, thank you so much for being
If you ever need a co-host, let me know.
Not a problem.
You're stealing my co-host. Doc, come on, man. Miles, any final words from you, MSW?
All right. So tomorrow, yours truly is going to be coming back with MSWCW Talk Show once again. Yes. I mean, I know it's been a while, but it's coming back. And this time, it's not going to be on StreamYard. It's going to be on Melon. That's another... That's an alternative of StreamYard. It's cheaper too. It's about $15 for the standard.
There you go. So make sure you guys check out MSWCW, and he's bringing his talk show back as well. I appreciate it, man. Great to have you on the show, Miles. Thanks, brother.
You're welcome.
All right, let's get some final words from Clinton Cage here. How you doing, brother? Final words, anything.
Oh, actually, I'm getting ready to. I'll get my channel going too. I've got a Rewriting Wrestling History where I'm going to take videos of rebooking storylines, angles, matches from the audience picks. I've got
Mr. Wrestling Trivia right here, Clinton. This guy knows almost any wrestling trivia you can ask. We want to have a trivia.
I used to wrestle independently. I used to work as an intern in WWE on the WrestleMania 25 angle between Orton and Triple H. I said Hell in a Cell. Vince said that stupid shit. And I'm also going to be making my own Skyrim mod, fully voiced with Tiny and Shulky on it as well.
Hey, I look forward to that, man. All new products, new content coming out from Clinton. I appreciate you, my brother. Thanks for being a part of the show.
Have a good night, guys.
All right, if we can get his audio working. Andy, final words from a man down in New Zealand.
Final word. Well, if you want a bit of alternative from the craziness that's WWE, and if you love AEW, which I know a lot of people do, New Japan this week, 2 shows. Power Struggle tomorrow, which 9 matches. Shingo versus Jay for the IWGP World Heavyweight titles, the main event. Tana versus Kenta, US title. Okada versus Tama, right to challenge at Wrestle Kingdom. And then next day in JWP Strong, which, to be honest, really, really good show. If you get the opportunity to see it, I know they've been putting a few of the old matches, old shows from it up on YouTube. If you can, check it out. It's really good. So, yep, New Japan this week as well. I might hopefully, if you can, if you're up way early when the show's on, check Twitter. I normally give a few thoughts on the matches as they happen. So feel free to check my Twitter. And yeah, that's it. And may look into StreamYards to myself in future, but we'll see.
Good stuff. Thank you so much, Andy, for being a part of the show,
No
brother.
worries.
I appreciate you.
See you around.
Real quick, Jose, what's up, my friend? You got something to say?
Well, quite simply that WWE is just mostly more on the money than on what their talent's doing as a whole.
Yep.
That I feel like kind of would piss a whole lot more people off than normal, because it's like it has a whole more fan base than what it usually is. But most of the fans are probably more in AEW than in WWE. And I feel like that just makes most people sad. Well, for Shifty for one, because earlier he was passionate about Keith Lee and most of these upper stars, which I do have to say is actually, well, it is kind of sad. It's kind of sad to see all these great talents just go to waste and just hey, be like, hey, here you go. Here's a contract, right? And okay, thanks. And just
we'll
he's like, oh yeah, too bad.
I don't think they're gonna go to.
Thank you so much, Jose. Thanks for being a part of the show, buddy. Glad I could get you on. Watch out, it's Halloween again. Shifty's back.
All right.
Any final words there, Shifty?
I'm afraid to show my face. I've been a WWE fan for many more years than I can care to recall, and I'm afraid. I'm scared to show my face.
Scared to show his face. Okay.
Quite frankly, I'm ashamed. I'm absolutely ashamed. It's ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous. The fact that they squander so much talent. I can't tell you how stupid.
Shifty, let's just hope they can end up somewhere better, okay?
They will.
I'll be your support group, Air Shifty. It'll be okay. It's going to be okay, Shifty.
Yeah, well, let's talk about something a little bit different, and we like to let people promote, so why don't you allow me? Ladies and gentlemen, Platinum Dragon Wrestling is broadcast every Friday and Tuesday night. So please, come join me on the Platinum Dragon Studio channel.
Thanks, Shifty. You rock, brother. Love you, man. Thanks for being a part of the show, Shifty. And we won't hold it against you if you're a Seahawks fan from Ohio. All right, we had some fun with some guests. We had a shitload of releases. And Ray's got the flop. What are you, from Flock of Seagulls?
It's my little Nicky do.
Little Nicky.
My dad hit me in the face with a shovel.
Where are you from?
The Deep South.
So, how does everyone look for next week? Can we do this weekly now, or are we going to stick to bi-weekly while we're on the air?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Good.
So the plan all along was to run this whenever Thursday we could, then eventually every Thursday, and then move it over and make it, continue to evolve it. We got the new logos up now.
Yep.
Thank you to Ray. I had to duplicate it, so I did my best. We working together here. We're going to move it all over to the WrestleSense podcast channel eventually. Nightbot just dropped the link. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're closing in on 50 subscribers. We need to get past 100, and then we can do live streams from our phones and just get shitloads of funny ass, ridiculous.
He and I have a possible big announcement in the works. I'm waiting to get a final okay on it.
Okay.
Of a special guest that is mind-bogglingly huge and may have been on your biggest mistakes from WCW graphic.
Oh, sweet.
So we're working on it. I'm waiting for a final okay. That's one. Two, the releases. I just want to say, if you couldn't have put Keith Lee in the Hurt Business or something, you couldn't have. I mean, there's
made him a monster somewhere.
It's not like these guys were on Braun Strowman contracts. It's just a complete lack of awareness from WWE of what talent is and is capable of. Both of these guys were over on the Indies, over on NXT. You boggled them on the main roster. It didn't work, and they just gave up. Think of how many guys in the history of WWE, though, were botched on the main roster when they first came. I mean, you wouldn't have had Austin 316 if you just took it off the ringmaster gimmick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to give guys time to develop and find their way and find how they connect. And I think that WWE now is almost in a win now where they feel like they can't build for the future, which that is the absolute worst place they could be right now. Whenever they were losing to WCW every week, they didn't panic. They started building their own stars and relying on those people.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, where the screw up is now is while they're not in any financial trouble like they were back in the day, they're not in any danger of losing their spots. So they're not panicking, but they are panicking because in the world of public opinion, AEW is far more over, far more relevant than WWE at this point.
Agreed.
And I think that's a mistake for them to look at that and think like, oh, the whole toe the company line that they're not competition. Right now, AEW is close enough to being competition, not necessarily for the advertisers' dollars or for the market share, but they're the competition for the viewership.
Mm-hmm.
WWE is always going to have WWE stalwarts and WWE mainstays that have been watching them for 50 years, and there's older folks that are watching. They're always going to appeal to kids because WWE has toys in the toy aisles. They have, a huge marketing machine. But that key demographic of 18 to 49, the wrestling fans that spend money that the advertisers want, has clearly been shown that it's going to AEW. And the only way to fix that is from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
It's just botch after botch after botch from WWE.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
You can't say this was a botch today.
Oh, it was.
I mean, they can continue to do this and still have a ton of talent. I mean, they can continue to do this. What's this, fourth or fifth time they released a shitload of talent, and they still have shitloads of talent.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to defend them. I'm just saying that it's a fact.
That they're kind of doing out with the old and bringing in the new? Like, I'm talking
a little bit.
But
I mean,
it's still going right towards that sale. To me, it still
Yeah.
makes me still think they're trimming the fat to sell and do.
I'm excited to
something
see
different.
Taya Valkyrie where she goes. Does she
Me
go back
too.
to Impact? Does she go to AEW? Where does Taya Valkyrie go? I'm
I'll
excited
tell
to
you
see
what,
how
though,
this.
AEW is doing one hell of a job in their women's tournament, showing WWE how to do a women's tournament. So far, they've had more people in it, more people that deserve it, and really good matches so far.
AEW has already booked Samurai Del Sol better in one night than WWE did for 5 years.
We talked about that.
No
Did you hear about the
fucking
shit
shit.
he's getting, Ray? Did you hear about the shit he's getting
I
over
did
his
not.
tweet? He
He
tweeted that he
accidentally-
prayed for John Huber to him before the match for, inspiration or whatever, but he spelled John wrong. So Chris Jericho and Amanda Huber had retweeted saying, if you're going to, promote him or whatever, at least get his name right, which I think is very petty, but that's been a big stink on Twitter now that Samurai Del Sol, they keep spelling his name wrong now, Samurai Del Sol and stuff, just because he spelled John wrong.
I mean, English is his second language.
Exactly. That's another
Yeah.
thing.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Auto
Like,
spells can be your worst
autocorrect,
enemy.
Yeah, whatever.
And
that was
if
one of
you
the things
think
we talked
about
about
it,
earlier.
the Bludgeon Brothers with Rowan and Brody worked with Lucha House Party quite a bit. I'm sure they
Yeah.
were friends.
Yeah.
I mean, give the guy some slack. And
Exactly.
we know Jericho will poke whatever bear he wants to poke just to stir the pot.
This
So
is my
I
point, which Riley said. I think it's like WWE thinks they have a revolving door. They can keep building talent, letting him go, and they're still going to have enough talent there. That's just what I think, too.
Okay. So they absolutely have enough talent, but do they have enough talent to entertain the way they should? And that's where I think it's wrong, because 3 hours of Raw every week, and we literally see the same 8 matches with a different variation every week.
Yeah.
So why are you releasing talent that's capable of doing storylines? Like back in the day, let's go back. I know we always kick back to the Monday Night Wars. But back in the day, whenever WWE was getting their ass handed to them, they took a approach of stable warfare. And the reason they did that was because they didn't have that breakout talent. You know, they had lost all of their upper mid-carders and a lot of their main eventers when Hall and Nash and stuff left. So they went to that stable warfare where they had the Los Boricuas and the Disciples of Apocalypse and the Nation of Domination and blah, blah, blah. But if you look at that gave you content, that gave you matches that people cared about because everybody claimed their flag for their stable. And out of that, all of those stars, you got a couple good mid-carders and you got The Rock. Because The Rock before the Nation of Domination was nothing.
You're right.
But that's the thing, is that's how these guys develop.
Before that, did they even mention that who his dad was back then or no?
They said they were more billing it as Peter Maivia because they were calling him Rocky Maivia prior to that.
Yeah.
But they did mention Rocky too.
If you look at the people who main evented during the absolute peak of WWE, The Rock, obviously toiled away in WWE, blew on the Rocky Maivia thing, was, lower mid-card when the Nation started, became upper mid-card when the Nation dissolved, and obviously became, the biggest star in the world. Shawn Michaels started as a rocker, 10 years in the company before he found the Heartbreak Kid, which was a mid-carder, then an upper mid-carder, and then became one of the biggest stars in the world.
Mr. WrestleMania.
Starts as a tag team wrestler, wasn't even supposed to be signed. He does better. They break him off. He's an Intercontinental Champion. He builds. He becomes the main eventer. Where are we seeing that right now? We're not. It's the same main event scene. No one is being built to that. No one is being pushed through the paces. Other than Damian Priest right now, who is in that mid card that you think could potentially be a main eventer? I mean, really,
the guy they called up from NXT,
Ridge Holland.
I think Ridge Holland could be a star if they push him.
Austin Theory, maybe.
Austin Theory is not a main eventer.
No.
Riddle. I think Riddle
needs
can
a lot
do
more
what
time.
Riddle's doing.
Now
well.
Riddle has a chance to break out, but they've already botched him up because he started as a singles guy. Now he's in a comedy tag team with Randy Orton, but until they still haven't found that thing that's going to make him connect to be a main eventer. He's never going to be believable as anything more than an upper mid-carder at this point. Until they find something that makes him connect fully as a main eventer, which I think is a turn from the goofy to the serious, is what he needs. Which maybe that will play out with Orton. But I'm just saying it's a lack of, and we've all said this numerous times. It is a lack of long-term booking on their parts, where they have no idea where they're going, so they have no idea where to go.
Is there any hope for John Morrison?
No.
I mean, is there?
Times already.
You should have never put him back with Miz, in my opinion. They should have kept him on his own when he came back.
But could you clean up the mess that you have right now and actually put him back?
How?
I mean, they could have cleaned up Karrion Kross. They should have cleaned up Kross. They should have cleaned up Keith Lee. And now look,
I know.
Going to put Jeff Hardy in the main event at this point. Like he's chased the 24/7 champion. And now
so you think that's a curse for anybody?
Yeah,
could be.
Yeah. I mean, luckily enough, I think Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, they're in the Hurt business again. But yeah, I could see where that cred got destroyed because they were doing that too.
Why not put Keith Lee in the Hurt business as well?
Yeah. Because they're dumb, Ray.
He'd have been a hell of an enforcer.
Why not give him that Batista role from Evolution and
because
eventually
they're
have
dumb,
him turn
Ray.
on Bob
They're
Lee?
dumb. I thought the same thing when I watched it. Instead of being Bear Claw or Bear Cat or Bear,
We don't have to worry about that anymore.
Man, Bear Pig, whatever you want to call it.
Who missed the beginning, the releases of Karrion Kross, Scarlett, Bordeaux, Ember Moon, Frankie Monet, B-Fab, Oni Lorcan, Nia Jax, Keith Lee, Mia Yim, Harry Smith, Eva Marie, Grand Metalik, Lindsay Dorado, just to name some. There's a couple others. But a big slew of releases started off our show tonight. We talked
Eva
about
Marie's gone too.
Yeah, Eva Marie
yes,
got fired
thank
too.
Christ.
You come back, you are squashed by.
She's making a movie right now, and they fired her while she left to make a movie. It doesn't matter what you're doing; they'll let you go if they want to let you go. People.
I don't get it, man.
Speaking of letting them go, any final words, CJ Sensation?
I have nothing. We covered a lot. I'm fucking exhausted. I need to take my Tramadol and go to bed.
Doc, my brother Doc, any final words, big guy?
Just a real quick announcement. I actually am going to be on a video game made by Valdorex Games. It's called Indie Pro 22. I decided to do an application just for shits and giggles. I did not know they would do this, but I'm more than honored. I am going to be on the roster for commentary, and it's based on basically booking an indie.
Please,
so I'm excited about
you're
it.
going to be a playable character.
Oh, why? So you can beat me up? Everybody, give it up for DH for going over.
No. I want to make you beat people up, because in 20 years I've never seen you beat anybody up. I want to make that possible.
Again, way to go, DH, for putting himself over. Go ahead. Tony Kincaid Jr., everybody.
Video game, this guy, because I don't give a shit.
Any final words?
I'm excited about it, man. I love video games.
Piece of trash.
Yeah.
Any final words, Big Ray?
No, it's just as exciting as the time as it is to be a wrestling fan. It's also depressing as shit to just see the mismanagement
of the biggest company out there,
WWE.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I was hoping
they're supposed to be leading by example.
I was so hoping that the competition of AEW was going to spark something and bring us back to
Monday Night Wars. Yeah.
Not even Monday Night Wars, just to almost seem like they give a shit about the product.
Raw wasn't that bad this week, to be honest. But
instead, we're seeing the exact opposite. It's almost like they're disassociating even more from giving a shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K or WWE right now. So, well, people, next Thursday we're going to try to come back with some more news. Hope maybe we'll finally have some Wyndham news. Will he show up, or will we have to wait for the next pay-per-view, or who knows what? Will we
pay-per-views next Saturday?
So
if he shows up, I feel like it's going to be at Full Gear.
Yeah.
Even though I'm really hoping he goes to Impact, as we talked about last week, but I mean,
we'll see. And we talked about earlier his little comments.
Thinking about DVRing it or buying it on Sunday if there's a replay.
Comments about, hey, we've heard Bruce and John's side already. I can't wait to tell my side. So maybe a Jericho podcast or wherever Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda gets to speak first freely will be one hell of a watch too.
Hey guys, thanks for the congrats though on the game. I appreciate it, Walter.
Fuck me, I'm a dick. We got 25 likes. If you guys haven't hit any likes yet, please hit the like button. I appreciate all the support. Get them WrestleSense emojis up as we leave, guys. We got the special WS emoji now for you members in the chat. If you're not a member and you want to help support the channel, $1, $2, $3 a month. That's all it takes, folks, to help us out. I will be live with LTD Wrestling coming up here in just a few minutes. You guys stick around. I appreciate you guys. Good. Peace. Always a blast. I could sit here and talk with these guys for 10 hours. You guys know it. We'll see you hopefully next week, people.
See you next week.
Later.
Weekly, baby.